Hello, friends. Welcome back to Saturday Evenings Posted Mostly with me, your host, Trevor Stewart 1308. And we are joined by the ASOC Prod, Cat. And is the Peanut Gallery there with you?
Yep, yep,
Hi,
he's
Peanut
here.
Gallery. I know that I
Yo,
seem like I'm awake, but I'm not really. I'm just really jacked on 5 hour energy shots.
I mean,
I think I've had two so far this morning. You know?
you know, you're running on that. I've got tea, and the peanut gallery has been up longer than either one of us potentially.
Quite
3:30.
probably. Oh, God.
Ready for acid reflux.
Yeah, really. Acid,
So,
acid reflux is not our friend.
um, yeah, none of us are actually.
No.
Well, no, I'll rephrase that. Surprisingly, out of the three of us, the peanut gallery is probably the only one close to being actually awake and functioning.
Yeah.
I would beg to differ on functioning because I've rarely ever achieved that level.
Which is why it's surprising that you're closer to that state than either one of us.
And I
Okay,
can be
okay.
functional without being even remotely awake. So between the Peanut Gallery and I, we've managed awake and functional.
Cool. Then you don't need me. Bye.
We always need you. Aside from which, Peanut Gallery is talking through your microphone this time, so you can't go anywhere.
Yes, I can. That's something really, really easy to switch.
Oh, today's pre rolls. Like a light pre roll. Okay. Today's pre rolls brought to you by the Hidden Leaf, downtown Charlottesville, Virginia. On the downtown mall, 105 West Main Street. Suite 200 above the bricks between 10,000 villages and Hamilton's. A great place to go with some great buds to get some great buds, eh, bud? The only thing better than their bud is their customer service. And they do have the lowest prices in town, according to my own highly biased research. And by that, I mean I was incredibly high when I did my biased research. We are a political show, so we do express political opinions. Uh, that being said, none of our advertisers necessarily share the opinions that we express here on this show. All opinions you hear belong to us or the expresser of the opinion. And don't forget to check their website for times and events. Their website is thehiddenleafseville.com. That's thehiddenleafseville, all one word.com. All right, there we go. I did a little bit more price researching yesterday. Just sort of, I was out and around and looked at some of the prices on some of the other places, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. They really do have the low prices at the Hidden Leaf.
You've conducted further research and have maintained your highly biased statement that they have the best prices.
Yeah, yeah. I had this moment of, oh my god, really? You want me to pay that much? It's like, whoa! Oh, that's right. The Hidden Leaf keeps their prices. They keep their prices accessible.
Yes. Well, I mean, if you want an accessible space, you have to have accessible prices for said space.
Right, right. It, yeah. It just had a moment of, I'm not, no, I'm not, I'm not paying that much for that. Just nah. I
Yeah.
also had a moment where somebody questioned my tolerance. It's like,
I can only picture how that went.
I was, I, I was polite about it because they don't know me like that. They, the person does that, you know, and because they don't, because they don't necessarily know me like that, they have to assume that my tolerance, for legal and safety reasons, they have to assume that my tolerance is at a certain, it isn't as high as I think it is, basically.
They have to
I
err on the
couldn't
side of caution.
tolerate such a question. Right. Yeah, they have to err on the side of caution. Exactly right. Um, and yeah, and when I describe my tolerance, it really does sound, crazy.
You
Until
should.
you watch the videos of me, drinking the whole bottle of tincture or eating the 1,000 milligrams and conducting an interview. You know, you just don't realize. People just don't know by looking at me. I mean, they can't. What were
So
you?
you need to have one of those little fancy business cards that comes with a QR code on it,
Yeah,
loaded up with a specific, the QR code goes to a specific playlist of those videos. So here's my card. You go examine that for a few minutes, come back, and then we'll talk about my tolerance.
right, right. No, no, I have my tolerance documented. Um, I do like. I do kind of wish that I had put the I wish that I'd had enough memory space to record the entire solstice night video and then post the
Mm-hmm.
entire thing so that I could say, see,
Mm-hmm.
this is the time I ate 3.5 plus grams. Not milligrams, grams.
Solstice night was the 24-hour one, right?
Right. Well, no, it was like a little over 12, I think. But it was the overnight one, yeah. It's the one where I ate 3 jars of the wavy gummies and drank a
Uh-huh.
bottle of drip and drank a
Right.
bottle of Kush juice and ate all those cookies that had who knows
Hmm.
how much in them.
Well,
I mean, I can
So
do it
you're trying to
again.
be like 90s cartoon gummy bears.
Bouncing here and there and everywhere.
what I was to say is that while you weren't able to save that video, I was.
Oh, you've got the entire thing?
I have the entire thing.
You are capable of uploading things um to the YouTube, aren't you? I think I've put you as a
I
creator on that.
I've never tried. I will try later.
Well,
But
you've got something to
when
try.
when I got up the next morning and you were still streaming, I realized that there were a whole bunch of moments in there that you were going to want to refer back to and you might not be able. So I
Want to refer back to or gonna have to refer back to?
yes.
Yes. Yes, she says.
So
Well, if you can.
if I can, I will do so.
Although
Yeah.
mark it as age restricted,
Oh yeah.
definitely not just not for kids, but actually age restricted because I think I was smoking cigarettes throughout that stream.
Oh yes, you were.
Yeah. I think anything where I'm smoking cigarettes, um, I think age restricted.
Yeah. If it will let me upload it, I will do so.
Okay.
Because that was more than 24 hours.
Oh
Yeah.
no, it wasn't.
Well, all right. It wasn't more than
It was more than 12.
yeah. All right. It was more than 12.
Question:
No.
why do you have to age restrict tobacco but not other substances?
Uh, because my own comfortability with it. It's my comfortable. It's my comfortableness level.
It's his own version of an age restriction. It's not
They don't
demanded
require
by the
me.
algorithm.
Right. They don't require me. I personally, they might. They might have a problem with tobacco to that degree. I have a problem with tobacco to that degree. I don't want. I find it. I'm uncomfortable uh, promoting tobacco use
Mm-hmm.
of any kind.
Fair enough.
Um, I might be a cigarette smoker, but I do not believe that cigarettes are in any way, shape, or form good or ought to be, platformed or shown. They should be as restricted as possible. Yeah. I'm a cigarette
Fair enough.
smoker, and I always will be. I'm never going to quit.
Mm.
But it shouldn't be easy for me. I should have to make I should have to make allowances for non-smokers. Non-smokers shouldn't have to make allowances for me.
Fair enough.
So people can say all sorts of things about you, but they can't call you a quitter.
Oh no, they can. They can. The number of things that I have quit, they can call me a quitter. I mean, I quit alcohol.
Fair point.
I quit opioids.
Another
I
fair
quit.
point.
I quit all the uppers except for 5 Hour Energy and caffeine. It's
Let's see.
I mean, it's not like I wasn't on the rock star diet more than once in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Uh,
but but those are all things that I've wanted to quit. That I've been like, yeah, I don't want to keep doing this. I want to be done. Cigarettes, I don't want to quit.
Mm.
And therein is the problem. If I wanted to quit, I could.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that that sounds like, normal addict speech right there.
Right.
If I hadn't already quit all that other stuff.
Right. Mm.
So, I, there was a thought in there. There was a thought about. I've still sort of been hung up on this religious discussion that I got in with this person recently. And I guess I'd like to hear you guys' take on this. They, this person couldn't believe that I hadn't experienced, or they were surprised by the fact that I hadn't experienced the great oneness, the oneness of human existence.
Okay.
Um, it's sort of the way it came out of the religious discussion is that I said that all of the gods, to me, from my perspective, from what I believe, all of the gods are separate and distinct from each other. There is no greater one God or greater one existence. Each one of them is separate. Part of being a pantheist, every god in the pantheon, every god in every pantheon is their own discrete energy packet, if you will.
Hmm. Each one has their own IP address.
Right. And uh and even though they make up a greater thing, when they all come, like, put their IP addresses together, they make up the internet kind of thing.
Hmm.
um they don't You can't look at the whole without acknowledging that that each one is discrete. Unlike
Hmm.
light, where it moves in waves, but it's also discrete packets, right? This is not an either or, an either and, or a both and. They are more discrete than they are unified. And I think personally that comes out of, when I look at it, I think that comes out of the fact that I haven't experienced whatever this great human oneness is that this person was referring to.
Ah.
Um, and so, they see the one God as all of the gods, everything, all of the energy, all of it makes up the one. And I used to sort of think that,
Hmm.
but then I realized, like, it doesn't, that just doesn't fit with my experience. You know, my experience of interacting with other people, like, there's no great oneness of human spirit or consciousness. And I don't from what I see of the interactions of the gods, they interact like they don't interact as part of a greater whole. They act like a bunch of teenagers trying to order pizza.
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're not part of a greater whole. Not saying what side of the fence I stand on or what my own opinion is, but just take for example what your stomach and or your tongue wants for you to eat versus what your brain wants for you to eat. They are two completely separate things, yet they are still part of a whole, and they are constantly at odds.
Fair. I've never really thought about if I experience what my stomach and tongue want and what my brain wants. I don't think I've necessarily considered how different those things are in terms of active
Logically,
thought, not subconscious, conscious thought, not subconscious thought, I guess.
logically, you know you should eat healthy foods. You should avoid certain things that your body does not react well to.
Right.
But on a emotional or a tactile level, you want that super greasy pizza.
Yes, I do. I always want that pizza. I shouldn't have it because I shouldn't have the cheese, but I always want that pizza.
They're two distinctly different things coming from the same thing, from the same
Okay,
source.
when I turn this same lens inward, I don't see myself as a whole. I see myself as a conglomeration of parts. This non I you know more than my like because I've never really thought about food in terms of those various personality bits, but I have thought about the inside of my own mind in terms of that fractured sort of thing. I definitely feel distinct from all the other aspects of my personality. I definitely don't feel like, again, I feel like they are a whole bunch of different, distinct bits shoved into this one idea that is
Mhm.
Trevor, that barely holds all of it.
But there's your thing: is it does hold all of it. I mean, in the
Mm,
body sense, it's not like you've got your pancreas off slinking across the room to terrorize Gandalf while you're doing something else. You're all
true.
contained and not dripping everywhere.
But when you refer to my when I refer to my psyche, I have to identify which Trevor I'm talking about.
Fair.
Well,
You stub a toe, you have to identify which toe you're talking
Well,
about.
I also kind of have to identify which Trevor just stubbed their toe.
and another way to look at separate pieces creating the whole, the German word Gestalt,
Right.
and most exemplified, unfortunately, by an 80s cartoon, Voltron.
You know, I
Fair.
I
Very
I,
fair.
I think I have a better
Oh,
example. Uh although Voltron is more how I feel. So in Red Dwarf season 3, series 3, I think, Series 3 or Series 4? Series 4. I can't quite remember. Uh, the crew finds a Gestalt entity named Legion. And Legion is made up of the consciousnesses of everybody who is around it. But I feel more like Voltron in that each distinct part of me feels distinct, even though the whole thing makes up a whole body.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think leads me to think of all of the gods as distinct. Now, in a classification sort of way, you can say yes, they make up a whole. The whole being the pantheon.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see them as coming together to create the one god. They aren't
Well,
just aspects of like each other. They aren't just aspects, different aspects of one thing.
going further into pop culture philosophy, think of Michael J. Straczynski and Babylon 5. One of the many things put forward is we're all parts of the universe, and we're all parts of the universe trying to understand itself better.
Yes. And this is something that I intellectually understand. I don't feel the oneness. I can feel oneness with nature, with animals, with the
Mm-hmm.
universe to some degree. But humans, that category called humans, I don't feel that connection to.
Well, maybe it's not your time to feel that connection.
I mean,
Just
maybe.
because someone else is experiencing that doesn't mean you have to
I
or
think
that
it
you should be.
right. Uh I'm what I'm
Where you're feeling
asking
oneness with, sorry.
that's okay. What I'm asking is this something that either of you have experienced? Is this sort of unity of humanness something that either of you have
I'm
gone through?
going to continue on my pop culture and philosophy just for a point of reference.
Mm,
Think of Neon Genesis Evangelion, as
okay.
painful as that may be.
Hey, I liked it.
So, no, I have not experienced that oneness because my AT field is too strong.
Okay. Okay.
Um, on a par with all humanity, no. There have been moments where I have felt very much in tune with specific groups of people. But it's because we were all there for a similar purpose and it was easier to be in tune with that group. And when I say
Okay.
group, I mean like a group of 200 or 300 people that are there for a specific purpose. So you've got everyone has a purpose in mind.
Okay. So there that sounds like yes, that sounds like a bit of a yes to the answer to the
It's a
question.
yes, but it's also a no because
Well,
that's a time, a place, a specific goal with a
yes,
very limited duration.
which is what I think people get from their from church, from synagogue, from mosque, from going to these religious gatherings and having this religious unity. I don't think it's a constant all the time. I think it is a
Yeah.
um,
I know it's what is desired by the different gatherings. I can say that anytime that I have had that feeling, it has not been in a religious setting.
okay. That's interesting. That's cool. Uh, you apparently Peanut Gallery apparently summoned Iggy Marauder by saying AT Field.
Yes, yes.
They
Well, Iggy's been sitting listening because
ah
I saw Iggy sitting off to the side.
yeah. They said, "Did I hear AT Field?"
Yes, yes, you did.
Yes. Um, um, I think that you know,
No, no, stick with perking. I like perking. Perking works very well. None of us are awake enough. Perking is needed.
yeah. I don't even have coffee in my coffee cup. I wasn't moving fast enough to make coffee before stream. Um, I do think that even if
You
it's
need a
not in a
perking.
religious setting, I think that that sort of unity is what they were talking about.
Could
Uh,
very well be.
I think that, and there are other parts of the human condition that I can't experience.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm very like I'm very detached from my family. From my biological family. I don't feel the biological imperative to stay connected to family.
Mm-hmm.
I'm relatively detached from the family that I grew up in, being that it was, a communal family.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there's the not being able to have kids that makes I, I know that it makes me feel outside of the human experience. It makes me feel outside of humanity. Through all of this, uh, there's this sort of like what I was explaining to this person is I don't feel human. I don't feel like a normal person. I feel like I am apart from the human race
Mm-hmm.
because I just don't experience life the same way. Like there really aren't the same things driving my existence. And they made a reference to breath. And I had to stop myself from saying, okay, see, again, not me. Breathing is something that I don't take for granted. It is something I labor to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering if other people have that same sort of feeling separate from humanity because they well, I'm wondering if it's because I'm incapable of having that same human experience, or that I don't, my experiences are so dramatically different. Again, I'm wondering if that has an effect on how I approach religion.
Yes to both.
Oh. Oh, Peanut Gallery.
I said I'm sorry.
I don't know that that requires apology. We'll come back to this in a moment, but you said yes to both?
I'm gonna put on my erstwhile child psychology hat for a moment.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, the way you've experienced things lends to your perception and the way that you approach other things.
Okay.
Yes, there are others that feel the same way because I've run across others in various formats that have grown up in not the same circumstances you did, but similar enough to be comparable that also feel the same way because from their perspectives, either they were brought up in a situation that was communal and the enforced themes of we're going to be harmonious and do this together pushed them to the outside because they could not follow the line, or the ways in which harmony was approached were so rigid as to be militant that they could not conform to it. So when your main goal growing up is everybody's going to do this together and we're going to be one big thing, your very natural opposite reaction is to be apart and to view everything as being apart because that's kind of human nature. When you force something into one container and it busts out, it takes as much of the opposite of that container as it can.
And I do see myself as an inverse reaction to what's around me.
Because
Well, because I consider
that's
myself an agent of balance. I'm trying to bring. I. Not. Not consciously, but I find myself trying to bring things to a point of balance, not to. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Humans do one of two things. Either we're very much like bread dough, like Play-Doh, like anything else soft and squishy, and we fit to the mold that we're in willingly, or we bust out of the mold and turn the opposite so that we can't be forced into that mold again. And out of the ones that willingly fit into the mold, about half the times they get kind of moldy because they've gone sour because they don't want to be in the mold, but they can't figure out how to fix it.
That is really, really, really well put.
So yeah, what you've described by not feeling like part of humanity, in fact, is making you a prime example of humanity. I don't feel at one with everyone else. I don't experience these things the same as everyone else,
Carefully,
which
you
is
throw that human word around.
true.
Not sure how I feel about that.
But
They asked me
why?
what I was. Like, if I'm not a human, what am I? I said I'm a person.
Yes.
Anything with a personality is a person. Personhood can be bestowed upon anything. Doesn't require humanity. I This person who was in this conversation with me, I think that
Mm-hmm.
they weren't trying to Bacteria. You are made of cheese. Oh, give me that cheese. That is a mold I'll gladly fit in. You guys are funny. Um, I think that person was trying to understand where I was coming from.
Yeah.
In that, because they were trying to understand where I was coming from and convince me that it was possible for me to be. I think they were trying to convince me. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. It
Well,
was weird because I know they were trying to understand me, but they were also getting really frustrated. Not that I wasn't understanding what they meant, but that what they meant didn't apply. That I didn't feel like what they meant applied to me. And I can't
yeah.
tell if it's because they wanted me to
You,
embrace a embrace the oneness, or if it's because they didn't understand me.
both.
I mean, I'm not asking anybody to parse out where this person was coming from because I'm pretty sure no one who was here was there.
No. But going again on a just a generalized thing, it was both.
Okay.
Because again, just human nature, they're someone that wants to be one with everyone. You're not one with everyone. Why are you not one with everyone? I want you to be one with everyone with me. And I'm now getting frustrated because you're not, and I can't figure out how to get you over here, and I can't figure out why you're over there on that side of the bridge and not coming across the bridge to me when I see the bridge clearly and you don't see a bridge. And how do I fix that?
Okay.
That's, I mean,
Now I
watch any little kid. Watch any little kid that is very insistent on how they see the world interact with a slightly older kid that has knowledge they don't have yet. And when they're dead set that they're on opposite sides, the green Power Ranger is better than the blue one.
Of
Watch
course the
them try to
green
figure
is.
out that.
Green's always better.
I mean, yes, but
But
I mean, he had the Dragon Zord. Of course, he was better.
also green's my favorite color.
Well,
Same piece.
Hmm? What?
not the reason I picked that particular
I
Power
said
Ranger.
samesies when you said green was your favorite color.
Ah, really? Cool. I was not aware, and that is really awesome. Right on.
But yeah,
Green is the best
it's.
color. Cat's
I
like,
am giving
I
both of you.
am not getting involved in this.
No, no. But yeah, no, that's
I see. I see now. I see.
yeah. Now, this particular person that you're talking with, they may have had other things going on as well. But on the very basic general thing, I'm going with it was both for that reason.
Okay.
You know?
I, I find myself coming back to that conversation,
Mm,
thinking about, you know, I, I'm very fascinated by it, I guess.
good.
Um, and I do wonder if it's, am I missing something in not finding this great human oneness, the greater human one? Like, is
You
there,
find mm,
I was going to say, is there something I don't want to say, is there something wrong with me that I can't feel this? But is it something I haven't tried yet? Or is it something I don't like, somewhere I haven't looked? Or is it just a part of me that I'm not? And these questions, I don't know that there are answers for these questions. Uh, More to the point, I probably have to find the answers myself. But that's what
Mm-hmm.
keeps sort of bringing me back to this conversation is are these questions of, is it just that I'm not looking in the right places? You know, I don't know. Yes, I
Do you
see,
think,
said the blind man as he picked up the hammer and saw.
yes, do you think, having talked to this person, that they feel at one with nature the way you do?
Yes,
Do
yes.
you think that they are at one with the other things that you are at one?
Not all of the other things. There, but that's to be expected because we are different people. There's no way that we're
Okay,
always going to be the same at everything. Uh, you know,
okay,
and I don't, and actually, no, I don't think that they're at one with nature the same way I am, but it is a very similar thing.
okay.
Um,
Now take what you just said and apply that to yourself.
you know, you know, you know. Heck to you for putting a mirror up in front of me.
Look, I offered to leave earlier and just leave you and the peanut gallery alone. You
You
said, no,
did.
we needed you. You are
No.
now stuck with me.
Yes. Yes, I am. No, actually, that is quite brilliant way of doing that. So, yeah. No, I don't think. Yeah, okay, that's fair. I don't think that. Yeah.
And here's another thought. If if they are able to be at one with nature or something else that you're at one with, at that point, do not the two circles intersect, and are you not being at one with the rest of humanity in that brief instance?
Nah. No, I still feel separate. It's
So,
it's a it's a distinct thing. Distinct separate thing. Um Man, dude, timing, bro. So, I've been trying to get this interview with this guy, Danny
mm,
Byrne. I don't know how to pronounce his last name per se. He's a guitarist. He seems really interesting.
mm-hmm,
Uh, and we've been sort of playing phone tag,
mm-hmm.
and he just called.
Oh no!
Right. And I don't want to. I almost answered it and put it on speakerphone, but like that would be,
Rude.
yeah, that'd be really rude. I think from a psychological point of view, the separation I feel from people, you know, the otherness makes sense in terms of the extreme otherness, even. Like, in that when I'm being one with nature and someone else is being one with nature, I'm still not being one with them.
Mm-hmm.
I think when I think about the things that have the formative uh the formative occurrences that of my childhood, of my early life. um I spent a lot more time outside in nature alone than I did around other people. Um, I even he's calling me back.
Well, why don't you mute and take a break and go answer your call?
Um, uh, all right, we're gonna BRB real quick, friends. Oops,
We've got an
something.
ad that keeps trying to come up anyway, so
All right,
go take your break.
all right. We will be back in a few, and I will. I will. Oh, okay, that's that. Yeah, we'll be back in a few. I will see you guys in a few minutes. Hello, friends. Welcome back. Uh, that has so this guitar this musician. Uh, he called me. He was calling me a second time to apologize for getting my name wrong in the first message he left for me, which I think is absolutely adorable. And honestly, he called me a name that I have not yet been called. He found one that I have not yet had. He thought my name was Victor.
I could see that.
I mean, I mumble and speak quick, so uh I could see how Trevor could sound like Victor. You know, like that. Um really, I'd be cool with being Victor.
You're just wanting to be spoiled.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Give me the spoils. I am the victor.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a second to catch up with you on that. I feel really slow that it took me that long.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Please see beginning statements of the show that involved no one, well, you and I being less than weight.
Right. And we're all only responsible for our own statements.
Yes.
So, turns out that the capital of Russia is a mosque that's in pain. Oh, I see why you did it that way. A Muslim place of worship that's in pain. Mosque, ow.
Mm-hmm.
This is why you have to be careful how you frame your jokes. You can step on your own punchline.
It could be worse.
That
You
sounds
could
painful.
It is.
have been talking about a mossy cow, one that hasn't moved in a while.
Moss, cow. That's true. Cow that is a cow that has stood still for too long. Um. Oh. 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 What are you doing, Gandalf? The capital of Russia is a cross between uh, a sloth and a bovine.
Ooh, okay, that
Moss
works.
cow. Oh, no, it only kind of works. It's the
A bovine topiary?
Yes.
yes. Bovine topiary. Capital of
There,
Russia is a bovine topiary. Moss cow.
there you go. You got your joke for
Oh,
tomorrow.
oh, oh, and it's ruled with a cast iron fist by a tea kettle. A despot.
Yes. That's really good. I appreciate that one.
I've
I
had
just realized you've got to be really into gardening.
yeah.
You like your tokeairies.
Ooh, that's a nice one.
No.
Tokiary.
No. That is smokable gardening. Tokiaries.
Works for me.
Either way, I just like the word tokiary.
Smokable gardening. Tokiary.
I can just
Oh,
imagine
oh, or it's just another name for the hidden leaf. It's a
I think
tokiary.
Now I'm just imagining people grooming their plants So you have actual tokeairies.
Okay, so we do kind of groom our plants. It's not for view usually. It's either for volume or strength.
Yes, but if you manage to do it for viewing purposes,
I like that though. Smoking garden, a tokeairy.
Oh. That's just worse.
Um,
I'm gonna
so
have to
the
see if I can come up with that picture later.
other joke was why do necromancers make good interviewers?
Mm-hmm.
They have no trouble raising questions.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should bring necromancer jokes back from the dead.
They're not past their prime yet.
I think that they are. Nah, I got nothing. I got nothing. If it's gonna take me that long to think of it, it's not gonna come up.
Oh, so they are past their prime. They aren't coming up.
you really have to dig for a new one.
Watch out for the little pieces. You might lose a bone here and there.
So that's a problem with weak necromancer humor. You've really got to dig for it.
Well, the
On
biggest
the
problem
other
with
hand,
necromancer humor,
when it comes to jokes about grave robbing, I dig it.
the biggest problem with necromancers is they make great hecklers. They always have a bone to pick.
Ooh, yes, they do.
I thought that was hyenas.
So hyenas are necromancers.
I mean, as
I
much
mean, they
as.
howl a lot.
Yeah.
Remind me to share the video about the grasshopper mouse, grasshopper rat. I'll have to find it again. Apparently, they howl at the moon.
Oh, kangaroo mouse.
No, no. Specifically, they call it a grasshopper or whatever it is. But they hunt scorpions. The scorpion stings don't bother them, and they howl at the moon.
Okay, so this is like the Vin Diesel of the rodent world.
Kinda.
Actually, I was thinking it was a
Did you
smaller
guys know
version
that
of the
Vin
hunbacker.
Diesel has an annual charity that he has? He
No.
every year he handpicks one orphan to throw into the sun.
Oh, well, that's nice of him.
I have no idea where that Vin Dieselism came from. I mean, I know where I heard it, but I don't know where Brock got it from. But it's like the it's like the Chuck Norrisisms, except for like there's only one.
Oh no. The other one for Vin Diesel would be family.
He chooses one family to throw into the sun.
No, he just wanders around and waits for people to say something
Oh, Family.
So he can repeat that at them.
Oh, yes. Or Vin Diesel can do more with 3 words than most actors can do with a whole script.
Yeah.
I agree.
Exactly. Ooh. Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel has less lines than any other actor.
That's probably really true.
Iron Giant.
Yes.
And I was thinking about in that for that one, I was thinking about oh god, what's his name? Robert De Niro in Wag the
Mm-hmm.
Dog. He does the entire movie completely silently. The entire movie is face acting from Robert De Niro. He doesn't have a single line. Actually, no, he might have one line in the entire movie, but he doesn't. He is. It is pretty much entirely face acting, which I think is absolutely amazing. I think it really shows the range of an actor.
Yeah, face acting is definitely a hard one, which is one of the reasons why I've always been a fan of Christina Ricci.
Mm.
Just
Yep.
think of Adam's Family Values after the Smile Hut.
Yes.
Yeah.
2. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Adam's Family Values. That's the
Yeah.
second.
Well, it's right after the Smile Hut, and then it's in the boat. That's just fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. That's
True. True.
I
You're
always.
right, Iggy.
Oh. Oh. I didn't know. I don't think I've seen that though. Uh, Iggy says Nick Cage has 0 lines as the main character in Willy's Wonderland. So, um, I've I've always felt face acting is where I would shine. That and slapstick, physical comedy. Just because my
Mm.
body can take a my body can take a lot of punishment.
Mm-hmm.
You can hit me with a board, I'll be all right.
See, I can't do face acting. Camera would break.
Oh, I disagree. I disagree.
So do I.
I actually think that you're right, cute.
The sheer number of times that I have warned people not to take a picture of me because their camera will break, and they do take a picture of me, and then their phone and or camera just dies directly afterwards. It has happened multiple times.
You realize what the common denominator in that is, right?
The fact that I said something,
Yes.
but still,
Keep your mouth shut.
Right.
Yes.
I don't want photo evidence.
Well, you're just kind of SOL. I have photo evidence of you, honey.
I mean, I was going to say, we know you exist, but actually, the viewers have to take my word for it. They've never seen you either. Um, I know you exist because I've been in the same room with you.
My sister had a friend in college who was convinced I did not actually exist. She was just making up stories. To the point that when we first met in real life, he took me aside and asked me how much she was paying me for the gig.
Ah! Wow. Wow.
Special. Purely special.
I mean, to, to the. Wow. Like, she must have thought your sister was just an absolute liar. Like, either that or this was the longest and best practical joke ever. But, like, who's going to be that committed to a practical joke? Oh, wait, never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it wasn't that I was that committed to the practical joke. It's that the practical joke occurred to me after I'd already cut my finger off.
Mm-hmm. See?
Just saying. I didn't like. I didn't go. Okay, I'm gonna cut the tip of my finger off to play a practical joke, and then squirt, squirt, squirt. It's not the direction. That's not the order of operations.
Good to know.
It is.
But the opportunity presented itself, and you were not missing that.
No.
Oh no, no, I was not. It was epic. Epic, I say.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, how often do you get to? How often do you get to squirt somebody with blood?
See, that just brings a whole new level to body humor.
I mean, it's not exactly new.
No. Uh,
Whole other level. How about that?
yeah.
Okay.
Takes it to a whole nother level. That was terrible. That was a terrible impression. I'm not Keenan Keys.
Mm.
Wait. Yeah, it's Keenan Keys, isn't it?
You mean Key and Peele?
Yeah. Not Keenan Cal. Not Keenan Cal. And he's the one who did the whole nother level thing, and the yeah. A reference is so old that like even if I had done it, people probably wouldn't have been there for it.
I mean, sadly, you're probably correct.
That it was a very millennial thing. Very early millennial thing too. Not really the younger millennials.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
What?
No.
No honest question.
Oh, um, from Key and Peele. The whole nother level guy from I think it was Key and Peele. I don't think it was, although that might have actually been on Saturday Night Live.
Mm.
It might not have been a
Never
Key.
very.
It was a. It wasn't. For some reason, it really kind of. At first, I didn't like it. It didn't tickle me. That skit, that character just didn't do it for me. But then later on, as a cultural touchstone, I found it useful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't quite get why.
Well, it's kind of like I thoroughly, thoroughly despise SpongeBob.
Hmm.
I will make the references because unfortunately it's what people will recognize, and it's so much that even I will do unknowingly.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I dislike SpongeBob so much that I almost like Squidward. Almost.
That's a sentence there. Yep.
Yep. Well, this has been an hour and a half of chaos or so, I would say.
I mean,
You
it's
know.
kind of what we were planning on, yes.
Yeah, well, planning. I don't think we had plans. I don't think either of us had any kinds of plans here.
Oh, absolutely not.
I, some point yesterday evening, realized I had not, you know, I remembered to call the Duosonics guy, but other than that, I had not made any sort of. Ugh. Um, next week,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we should really uh, check in on politics.
Yes.
Um, you know, this past this past week has been kind of crazy as far as politics go, and it would be hard to keep up with. We'll see how we do tomorrow uh, on Wait, Don't Tell Me. Um, but I think next week we may want to watch a couple of Leisha Miller videos or a Leisha Miller and a Legal Eagle video about about what's going on the national level in politics.
Mm.
Um, and just touch really quickly on what's been going on. Um, or maybe a little more in depth than really quickly.
Fair.
Um, I know you follow Legal Eagle.
Mm.
Um, and I think he's pretty on point. Pretty good channel.
Yeah.
Pretty solid channel. And I follow Leisha Miller, and she refers to Legal Eagle here and there. So, hey.
Mm.
Um So yeah, we'll each bring a couple of videos or something and discuss.
Okay.
I didn't realize this was a sporting event.
Taking shots.
You know, they were planning on discussing.
Ah, yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see if we can toss our ideas as far as possible.
Something like that.
I'm sorry, I stole that from Tim Conway.
Oh, okay.
Endorse.
It was a good one. It was a good one. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a flurry of paperwork coming out of the White House.
Yeah.
Um,
It was more than a flurry if you ask New Orleans.
yeah, right.
Did
I
you see the airboat for getting around?
no, no. Are they using airboats to go to? Are they using like swamp
Yeah.
Airboats for
skimmers
sledding.
for sledding?
Not
Oh,
for sledding,
this.
just who needs snow tires? We have an airboat. We're just going to take that across the ice because
Oh,
same principle.
it's effectively sledding.
Yes.
It's just no
I
horse open sleigh.
All right, a no horse open sleigh.
why I don't know. I think you could measure it as a horsepower open sleigh. I did not realize that I wanted to try this, but now I really want to try this. I really
Oh,
want to ride a swamp skimmer over ice and snow. Oh, y'all don't know
um,
now. Now, mmm, that I
if
can
I
hear
remember
that
correctly,
Stewart gene just starting to express itself. Hey, y'all, check this out. Hey, hey,
if I
hey,
remember
guys, I
correctly,
got this idea, and all we need to do. All right, check it out. All we need to do is we just need to get a few things. Those stories never end well.
so
Usually,
if
somewhere around the middle of the story, we go to the ER.
You had a thought, dear.
if I remember correctly, up around in the Great Lakes region, they do use effectively airboats in the winter for coastal patrol.
Oh, I gotta try this. Field
See, this
trip,
is another.
guys.
It, it's just like a hovercraft, except for it maneuvers like a hovercraft, just different
Setup.
mechanics.
Well, yeah, also, it's not, you know, in the swamp, which is hot and wet and makes it hard for me to breathe. I've
So is this
never,
like another reason for you to go visit Lockpick?
right? There's so many reasons for me to visit Lockpick.
At some point, Lockpick is going to come home and sit down and plan on resting, and then realize you are at the door.
Yeah.
And he's going to be like,
How did you even find me?
we have ways and means.
There's a whole committee on that.
Yeah, there is a whole committee on that one. Here we
Exactly.
go. I put something in the chat for you.
All right, let's see what we got. What does that say? Smokable gardening, potted tokeairy. That is cute. Why is it a dog?
Well, because the cat one looked a little bit too demonic.
The dog one looks a little demonic too. It looks like the dog creatures from Chronicles of Riddick.
Yep, I kind of appreciated that. I like the dog creatures from Chronicles of Riddick.
I do too.
Besides which, look at that smile. Doesn't he look so happy to be potted?
I mean, I'm happy when I'm potted. And and on that note, our pre-rolls today have been brought to you by the Hidden Leaf, downtown Charlottesville, Virginia, on the downtown mall, 105. Yeah, 105 West Main Street, on the downtown mall, Suite 200, above the bricks between 10,000 villages and Hamiltons. A great place to go with some great buds to get some great buds, eh, bud? The only thing better than their bud is their customer service. And they do have the lowest prices in town, according to my own personal highly biased research. By which I mean I was incredibly high when I did my very biased research. Don't forget to check their website for times and events. The website is thehiddenleafseville.com. That's The Hidden Leaf, all one word. Seville. Almost. That's The Hidden Leaf Seville, all one word, .com. So close. Well, all right. Oh, that's still up.
That is.
Thank you guys for joining us, for joining me. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Peanut Gallery. This has been a lot of fun, as always. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Thank you, Iggy Marauder. Thank you, Chaotic Techno Wizard, who is also Peanut Gallery. Thank you, DJ TS1308, whoever that guy is. And thank you, Just Me Crystal. Much love to you, of course, as always. And everybody, stick around for the raid. And as they say around, and now is the time on the show when I say, as they say around here, 2 up, 2 down, VA, double deuces. We're out, y'all. I'm always on a high note.
I know where we are.